I wanna scream. I wanna shout.
I want to scream until the words die out. It's a ShiteTalk podcast here.
You know what? First take.
Is that good? I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
I'm happy. I think that came out all right. There's no point in us wasting too much time on that.
Yeah, no. It's just...
What would it?
I was trying to go for a Martin Tyler, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Oh god, absolutely elite. Welcome back to the ShiteTalk podcast, everyone. Episode 17. We're back with the consistency. I think this is the third or fourth one in as many weeks, something like that. But you know, we're back. We record on the Friday. We upload on the Tuesday. That's just how it is now.
Schedule.
Yeah, either you better just get used to it because it's just the way things are, how things are at the minute. Any news, mate? Anything wild or wonderful before we start?
I was actually thinking about this before we started because the last two podcasts, I actually forget that you asked this question, and I actually taking like 10 minutes to think of something decent that's happened in my life. Not a major has happened, but the other day I went for a run, right? And this was I think at 4:30ish. And Grivach stupidly I forgot he had a lecture at 5 o'clock. So I'm out on my run. It's like quarter to 5 now. So I'm looking at my watch and like, shit, I've got to move it now. As I'm running back, literally out of nowhere, as I'm running, this massive, like, I'm talking fuck off huge red fox just ran out in front of the road in front of me. And just literally, I watched him go in the ditch. He didn't like go into the ditch and into the field. He was like in the ditch and waiting. Like, I shit you not. I fully stopped because I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like, I don't know if foxes are like proper, like if they'd be about that or not. But like, I wasn't taking a chance. Like, this is a big fox. Like,
yeah, that's mad. You'd see them around sometimes at night, but like, fuck me, just running out in front of you in the middle of the day. That's a bit mad.
It took me off guard. I thought it was a dog at first, and then I looked at it properly, like a big long like fox tail.
Yeah.
So Grivach was like kind of debating what I was doing. I was trying to wait for a car to go by so it could kind of shield me. But what Grivach ended up, it just didn't happen for Grivach. So what Grivach did was, say this is the ditch. This is a terrible example. This is the ditch. This is Grivach. As Grivach came to the ditch, I started slowly turning. So I went from running to like running sideways, and when I got past it, I just started running backwards just to make sure the fucker wasn't chasing me. And as I did that, a car came by and was like, the guy in the car just looked at me like, "What the fuck?
What is he doing?"
It's just I ended up being late for that lecture because of the foxes. So it was an interesting story. And then like I was just kind of hoping my lecture wasn't be like, Jack, why are you late? And I was going to have to explain, well, sir, I actually almost...
And then cut with a fox.
You're not going to believe this.
Oh, that's actually mad. The kind of...
What about you?
The creatures you come across on the foot, like me and you live in very like similar areas, I feel. And, you know, you'd hear shit in the fucking ditch when you're out running and stuff, and you're like,
man,
fuck that.
It's like, you think twice. Like, the thing is, like, we like, things like minks and shit like that are what I'm shitting myself. I know one day, because I remember Chloe and Jade told me a story that they were walking the dog and a mink ran out in front of them. And, like, I've never ran down that side of the road ever again.
Everything you hear about minks, like, everybody says they're vicious as fuck and they actually will attack you, and I'm like,
yeah, they go for you, mate. They're small, but they go for you apparently. And I'm like,
fuck that, Jesus Christ, can't imagine that.
If it comes after Grivach, it's getting booted, and I mean it's been sent. Like, there's no way he's coming within a 2 meter distance. Like, if he survives the landing, he's getting a second one, and it's gonna send him far, man. Like, do you know in Smash Bros where they get like that little that's Grivach with his left foot. He's gonna absolutely rocket him.
Oh god, we're gonna have Pete onto us now, basically saying,
we're only joking, but it is in self-defense.
Yeah, the ShiteTalk podcast does not condone animal cruelty.
No. But yeah, definitely not.
But he is getting booted if he comes anywhere near you.
Oh yeah, no. In self-defense terms, he's getting booted. If it's a life or death situation, and that thing's coming from me, Grivach is whipping up the left leg, ankle locked, knuckleball special, and it's going. It's gone. It's out of here.
That's definitely fair. In terms of myself, obviously I had my 21st last week. Yeah, come on, the boys was so good in lockdown. I think we talked about this when your 21st came around on the podcast, and I can definitely agree with you. Like, it's a very strange experience to, like, 21 for a lot of people is like it is a big thing, you know, it's a big milestone, and you know, it was very strange to have it in lockdown. But you know, I was obviously Grievous came over, you know, came through with the new gift, and then it still absolutely baffles me that when I opened the fucking package and that was there. But
yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, no, it was great to see you, man. I mean, it was great. Like, I'm trying to think, like, before Saturday, when was the last time we'd seen each other, like, in person?
Mate, I don't think it would have been until, it probably wouldn't have been even summer. I would say late summer, I would have reckoned.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do you know that period of time when it was like a slight easing of restrictions, and we might have done a football or a podcast together?
I think we did a couple of podcasts. We did a football video as well.
Yeah, like I said, I don't, like, it's been a while now, to be fair. Like, it's almost been, what, 9-10 months from that point.
That is kind of mad, but it was great to see you anyway, and it was obviously great to see a couple of relatives dropped over with cards and gifts and whatever. But yeah, definitely a 21st to remember nonetheless.
Experience.
Yeah, it certainly was. What else was I going to say from the last week? Yeah, since the last episode, we also had Paddy's Day as well, which, I mean...
Oh, yes.
I mean...
Do you even mention it? Like, was there anything that happened?
Paddy's Day happened, and it came and it went again. Like, that was literally... Did you get...
It was just another day this year.
It was. Like, usually, obviously, people go out and, you know, have the drinks and that, but, like, there was obviously no pubs open, nothing that could be done. Obviously, Mass went ahead, but, like... that's what
the main event.
The main event. It was fucking. Do you know what was quite mad actually? Off topic, well, not really off topic, but the rest of the family went to Mass this year, and it was me, Danny, and Josh were at home in the house, and we were left behind to set up a little makeshift families or fucking Paddy's Day parade from home, where we got a load of the fucking vehicles that the children driving that out. So we were doing that while they were all at Mass. And we actually were out the back at one stage. And from our back garden, we could hear Mass going on in the village.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because obviously, because the priest obviously is outside and he's on the mic. So we could hear it from across the bog in the village. It was very mad, but very sick at the same time.
You could have just stayed at home with a couple of deck chairs and just stayed outside.
Just out with the fucking binoculars. Just send over the
hologram going.
Just send over the Eucharist in a little one of them envelopes, and it'll get to us within
delivery kind of thing.
3 to 5 working days. It should get to us.
It probably will have deteriorated by then, but
it'll just be dust by that point. Yeah, no, that happened. I actually seen something. You were talking about lockdown restrictions easing there, and it reminded me of something. The other day, I was on Twitter, and I seen something that made me very, very sad, right?
I think I've seen it because everyone was sharing this. Go on, you say it, mate. You say it. I think we're in the same vibe.
Yeah, basically from Monday, so after the weekend, Australia are having their restrictions pretty much lifted. I think I'm gonna have a look here now on my. I think I saved it to my gallery, but
I think it was like there's no limit on how many people you can have in your house. There's no need to wear masks on public transport. They're going to allow fans back in stadiums for sport events. And there was something else as well. I can't remember what the last one was.
Yeah, it says here, masks not mandatory on public transport. No cap on numbers allowed inside a home. No cap on numbers allowed at weddings or funerals. No restrictions for dancing at nightclubs and pubs, meaning that they were open anyway. And 100% capacity crowds allowed for stadiums. So pretty much Australia, they're there. They've reached the end game, and it does make you question. You know, what are we doing?
Yeah. Do you know what? Before we go on with that though, like, fair play them. I think they were like one of the only countries I think now that are seriously talking about like
being back.
restrictions pretty much being gone. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like New Zealand had their restrictions lifted and like months ago. So they had like New Year's Eve and Christmas and everything as they normally would. And like they've been,
man.
if you see pictures from New Zealand recently, they've been showing like they're having their concerts and outdoor events and all that kind of stuff.
I actually have a few lads from the football team that are like in Australia, like we're working in Australia, and like almost every night, every second night at pubs, and you just think to yourself like, oh my, how it's so difficult to watch. But like, the thing about it is, right, I was thinking this when I saw people all this sharing it and looking, I was like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you share that? That's pain right there. Like knowing that it's not so much jealousy, but it is in a way a little bit like, because like you say, how have we done so poor in all seriousness?
Let's be honest. It's been. I don't want this podcast to get into politics, all right? Because that's not what we're about here. But like,
ShiteTalk politics section.
ShiteTalk politics section. Jesus Christ. But like, we changed our government in the middle of a global pandemic. I think that's a lot of.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot.
Smart thing to do.
Pretty intelligent. pretty intelligent stuff. And you just look at what they've done in New Zealand and Australia. You think, why aren't we doing that? Like they don't want anybody into the country. Like they've pretty much shut down all their borders, I think, and have been New Zealand and both of them have been clearly for months. And I think New Zealand were shut down, and then they got another case out of nowhere, and they were like, right, bosh, that person's quarantined, and everywhere is shutting down for 1 week. And they sort it. Like it's just it just goes to show that it can be managed with the right people involved,
Yeah, and the key word there is the right people involved. I think is like people who are not afraid to make a difficult decision. Like you said to them, when they got another case, it wasn't a case of it's only one, Whereas I think when we first got a case, I do think we were quite lax about it. Because I suppose we didn't really know properly what we were getting into. I know it was still a big thing at the time, but I suppose we didn't really comprehend what would be going on, a year later. Like,
yeah, well, people didn't really take it seriously at the time, and I do think like the summer people started to really take it seriously. But now it's just like
now it's pain.
People just don't give a shit anymore. Like, obviously these restrictions are in, but like majority of people aren't following them realistically. Like, they're just not.
This is the thing, mate. Like we were chatting about there the other day, in the house. Like there obviously, there's a review for the restrictions coming up now, and obviously, like things. If you don't know, as you're not from Ireland, which I'd say a lot of you are who are watching the podcast, but in case you're not, basically, yeah. So we have a review for our restrictions coming up on. Is it the 6th of April? It's like between the 6th and the 8th, I think, is our review period. So. Like, and I think the main things that people want reduced or loosened, I think, is the 5K restriction. And I think someone said that people would like potentially one other household mixing or something like that. Now, there's probably a few other ones that people want, but they're the two main ones I think that were happening. But I saw on Twitter, now again, this is Twitter, lads, it's not official, but it does sound like Ireland is in for another extended lockdown. Yeah. So it's not ideal, the direction we're going in. And I, like you say, because now it's gone on for so long, and because, like you say, people have been robbed of so much already this year and have lost so much already this year. Like I said, people aren't going to follow. It's not a case of like, people being thick or like, stupid, but it's almost a case of like, in fairness, what is this? This will be the 4th or 5th month now. We're in a lockdown.
Yeah, like everything was open for December for Christmas and that, and then everything opened back up again in the new year. And of course, because Christmas was allowed to happen, technically it was. I don't think in England. I think in England they might have cancelled Christmas, or they might have been in lockdown for Christmas, but I don't think we actually were. And because of that, Christmas happened, and obviously the cases skyrocketed again,
massively.
And it just goes to prove again that this shit ain't going anywhere until the vaccines come through. And like, it's incredible that like I think Britain actually have their shit together. incredibly.
They do.
Like they have.
I actually, I have family over there. I think both my grandparents have got their first dose. My auntie has got her first dose. My uncle is due his first dose, I think sometime within the next couple of weeks. And then my little niece, or cousin, is going to be getting it soon enough, I think, in the summer as well, allegedly.
Jeez.
Like, I mean, and again, that's the difference, man. I mean, we're still looking at, I think, over 75s or 85s. We're still there.
And even at that, there's still loads of them that are waiting for it as well. Like it's an absolute mess. But like
we're in the bin. We're in the bin. We're so in the bin.
We're in the bin. 2021's gonna be gone.
we're in the bin. We're in the bin.
Oh my god. Well, look. Hopefully that meeting or whatever you were talking about goes wellish and restrictions.
Yeah, look, I think
like it's not going anywhere until the vaccines are here anyway. Do you know what I mean? And cases haven't fallen that much that it's like that's making a difference.
Yeah, I think like you say, exactly like that. I think we need to hear some sort of positive from, like obviously we're obviously gonna have another lockdown. Like it's not gonna just be like we come to April and then boom, everything's open again. We're obviously gonna have another lockdown, but you would like to see one or two things loosen, just even as a sign of progression. And then, like you say, obviously we're not going to make serious progress until vaccines are coming down. Because realistically, at this point, we know now that lockdowns aren't really too effective. Do you know what I mean? Like
clearly at this point,
we're still at 500. Like I know people are probably like you say, but the only real way we're going to see progress again, I think, is like you say, if we start getting the vaccines in, you see some of the case numbers fall. And then we can start, kicking our ass into gear. But like you say, if things don't change,
it's just long.
We're in the bin. We're in the bin.
And I actually heard we are in the fucking mud. I actually heard barbers will. I think obviously schools are back. I think schools are back.
Yeah.
But barbers won't be open until like the 3rd of May. So I'm in the bin. I'm actually in the bin.
Oh no.
I'm in the bin. I'm in the bin. Who actually? You said you got a trim. Like
I did get a trim.
Who did it for you?
It was an awkward situation. So my sister, like does like her hair, so she's good at like the scissor work.
Yeah.
And then I was like to me, Ma, if you have a steady hand, you can do the razor. And to be fair, they did a decent job. I'm quite happy with it.
Smashed it. Absolutely.
It's pretty decent, I have to say. But there was an incident where I thought to myself I was going to come out horrendous. The trim I had beforehand was getting ropey. It just was everywhere. Like there was hair in my eyes every day.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. The state it is, man.
I mean, oh yes.
OG Kelly again. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, OG Kelly and Grievous are back for a period of time.
Oh, I gotta have to get it done. But May 3rd is what I heard. And you mentioned the extension of the lockdown, which it probably is going to be. That leaves more time open for the possibility of Kelly hitting 500 subscribers before the end of lockdown, and Grievous being the one that cuts the trim.
Yes.
that could be ropes. That could be ropes. I was thinking to myself, lockdown will be done by April by the latest. We'll be back to some form. I'm not going to hit 500 subscribers by April, but now that it's like we don't know when it's going to be, and it's probably going to be extended again, I'm like, oh shit.
See, this is the thing, lads. Like, obviously now there's an extended. You've been given a chance. You've been granted a fantastic opportunity here. And let me just state that I'm a good barber. Like, I take pride in my work. When I say I cut hair, I never cut hair. I barely know the utensils for cutting hair.
Let's say, do you have a degree in that, or?
I have a level 1 diploma.
Oh shit!
So basically, lads, what we're saying is, even if I try to nice Kelly, it's going to go wrong. And I already have a hybrid haircut plan, so I'm trying to bring in 2 haircuts into one here, into one new style that's going to be sweeping the nation.
Revolutionary. We're going to start a trend. We're going to start a trend.
We're going to start a trend. So lads, if you want to see that, you know what you got to do. You got to click the link in the description. Aaron Kelly, get him to 500 subscribers, and we will ruin his life. And then if you have time, subscribe to the True Lillywhite on the bottom. It's brilliant.
Do you know what's bad as well? I put out a video like last week reacting to the quarterfinal draw for the Champions League, and that got over 1,000 views, and I've actually gained a few subscribers from it.
Oh yes,
I've gone from like 369 to 377 in like 2 days. So
I mean, mate, if that growth continues
over
the coming months,
if that growth continues, we're in trouble. I think
Kelly's trim is in danger.
Speaking of subscriber growth, though, the True Lillywhite has gained a few subscribers in the last few days as well.
Yeah,
you know,
indeed.
gang
out of nowhere, Greebach, after not uploading for like 7 months, gained like 10 subscribers. Actually, I think I did just under 10, which doesn't sound a lot, but like it is a lot in what, a week.
Even for me, that'd be a lot for me, mate. Like genuinely,
channel growth, like that's serious. So I think I'm on 83 now, and we started at the start of the week. We were on 74.
Jeez, that's good going.
That's a serious growth now, I have to say. So, Greebach is planning to come back. Actually, on the subject of YouTube, Greebach is coming back. Okay, there is a period of time, you know, the Easter period. It is a bit busy. I've got some work to do. Kelly, you know yourself with college. I have ideas. The ideas are coming back to Greebach. They're there. The juices are flowing.
Creative juices.
It's coming back. We have recently acquired a new edition. So there is a world of possibilities opened up to Greebach. It's just down to editing. That's the only issue that Greebach has encountered throughout his YouTube career. It's editing.
Is Lightworks.
Yeah, it's Lightworks. Let's be honest. Let's name and shame.
Well, you know, listen. All I'm saying is, you know, you record the videos, you get them done. You have a semi-experienced editor here who would be happy to help out. So
an elite editor.
I would say sub-mediocre is probably the best way of describing it. But
I have to start paying Kelly for the edits now.
I charge by how I charge by the hour. So like every hour that it takes me to edit a video, you pay me, you know, whatever you feel like, you know.
I'll just leave you the PayPal link, Jack. You just send what you need.
The money is resting in the account. It'll get there at some point.
Yeah. I know. Look, we're coming back. Greebach is coming back. Just have to set up a few things, and we should be decent.
Yeah, absolutely. Big plans ahead. On the topic of YouTube, actually, while we're on it, I love how we're segueing our way through this podcast, and I absolutely love that. You know, it's elite.
We're doing well. It's natural.
Big drama this week. You probably know what it is, right? And it is involving David Dobrik.
Yes.
Have you heard about it? And do you know any of the details?
I did. Now, was it something to do with the fact? Now, this could have been older. I don't know if this is the current one. Remember, I heard the allegations. I haven't actually watched the apology video or anything like that. But was it something to do with the fact that during a prank or something like that, someone was being, I don't know if it was sexually assaulted?
Yeah. Basically, along those lines, there was like, I think this video came out in like 2019. I actually never seen the video, if I'm being honest. So I don't know the exact ins and outs of it. But what I do know is basically they brought these two underage girls. When I say underage, I say like they were over the age of consent, but they were, you know,
lower half.
But they couldn't. They weren't allowed drink because you're not allowed drink in America until you're 21. So yeah, they weren't allowed. They were under 21, and for like a prank, they basically got them drunk, and this guy Dom, sexually assaulted them. And I think it's only kind of come out recently, but yeah, it was all on video, and obviously David has put out a couple of apologies now, but all of his sponsors and all that kind of stuff and all his revenue streams have all dropped him. And it really does remind me of the Logan Paul incident, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I was gonna say like it's on that level. Well, I don't know, but like it maybe not. It's on the same level of like complete capitulation. Like it is, like David Dobrik, I think said isn't his main income from sponsorships now. It's not even.
Yeah, because I think he uses like all his videos use copyrighted music, so like all of his revenue streams are from sponsors and outside sources. Yeah, like I don't think he earns a penny from YouTube really.
No, like this is the thing. Like he is goosed. Like even if he has his even if he's set, which he might actually be. He recently bought like this massive house and everything like that. I remember seeing a while ago. But yeah, now like you say, that's fucked.
Yeah. He's
as well, like you say, not to put a downer on it, but the man literally caught himself in like 4K.
Pretty much, yeah.
He did do that. Like,
yeah.
Like it is. And the thing is that video went out. Like you said, the video was published, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, and I think it was out up until recently. I don't quote me on that now, but it was out up until recently, I believe. Like it was on YouTube at a point.
Yeah, but I don't think that it probably sexual assault probably wasn't included in that. Like
Yeah, it wasn't like I don't think it was explicitly shown, but like they were in a room and you could tell it was happening, sort of thing like that.
Like, it's mad to me. It's mad to me that like that video went out, even if like I know I wasn't caught, but even the video went out and there was proof of them being there. And this lad's still, oh mate.
Yeah, there was like CCTV footage of like the lobby of the apartment at like 2 a.m. of them like carrying these 2 girls out, like they were completely passed out, mate. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like like you said, it's on the level of Logan Paul. I genuinely agree with that. Like it is shocking what has transpired. Now, we don't want to be the guys that come in here and like look to cancel someone, or we learned our lesson.
No.
We learned our lesson with James Charles.
James Charles.
We don't want to get we don't want to get involved in shit, but like it is an important point to bring up that the whole incident just should never have happened. And I think Logan, funnily enough, there was a clip that came out from Impulsive from a year ago, and he was slagging off David Dobrik, and he was basically saying, look, David, if you keep going in this same direction, you're going to get your comeuppance. And lo and behold, a year later, he's being nailed for, like, he was always doing dodgy content anyway, like with the jokes that he made and the stuff that they were doing on camera. But this is like the bottom of the barrel, to be honest. And
this is scum level. Like let's call a spade a spade. Like this is pure scummery.
This is like we mentioned James Charles. This is different to the James Charles one in the sense that James Charles came out and basically denied anything that he ever did, and it turned out he was right. But David Dobrik has come out and apologized on like 2 different occasions now, so it's fair to say what he's done is legit. Yeah. Like obviously he didn't do it. Like he didn't assault these girls, but
at the same time he didn't stop it.
He didn't stop it, and he pretty much orchestrated it because it was done for the video. Like it was literally a skit in the video, mate. That's like the maddest thing about it. Like, but yeah, it seems as though he's in the bin. But like, it's very much like, as I said, very much like the Logan Paul incident. Like it genuinely feels like a carbon copy. Carbon copy. What the fuck happened there?
Oh, there it is.
No,
there it is. There it is. Hello there. He's been caught in 8K, Mr. Kelly.
It's a carbon
21.
copy.
It's just the last bit of it, mate. You're 21 now. It's just the last bit. Getting it all out.
That's the last bit coming out. Last bit of
your child is gone. That's it escapes.
Oh, I can't believe that's happened. I've been badly exposed. Oh, I'm in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's the same as last week. Like you're saying, mate. Like it just is. This is like a weird like cameo. Anyway.
No, it's a section where one of us gets just like absolutely humiliated, and now we're in the bin, and we just have to go on and act like it never happened.
Thing now.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Anyway, back to what you're saying. Like, yeah. Like, it is bad, like you say, and like I like David Dobrik. I really liked his videos. It was like always so cool to see like him doing these good things, and like you always really associated David Dobrik as a nice guy, like probably one of the nice guys of YouTube.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that you can't really judge off what's on camera because yeah, exactly. Like there's always another side to it, and like yeah, David Dobrik has done a lot of good things as well, but this is another side to it. And I'm not saying he's done more things. Yeah. Obviously, like, we're not trying to cancel the gossip, but we're just saying like, well, my point is that like you know, like I say, you can't judge someone by their content.
You need to surround yourself with like good, positive people in any sort of situation. And for the sake of Dobrik, he's always been egged on to push the boundaries, and this is just like not even put like the boundary's gone.
One of those times where he slipped over the boundary. Yeah, yeah.
So, in conclusion, I think similar to Logan, I think he will be back. But it could be a case of he needs to get his shit together because like
yeah,
what's happened there?
I think his content will definitely be reviewed from now on. I think this will be maybe a well needed lesson, similar to Logan. At the kind of okay, before I put this out, is like you know everything okay? You know I might like you say with the skit, is everything okay afterwards? Before you know it's not leading to any more controversy. And like you said, I do think he will be back. But obviously, like you say, with Logan, it's going to take time for people to, you know, sort of forgive.
Yeah, because this, and you said as well, you made the point that he has to look at his content and stuff, or look at what goes out, but he also needs to look at, as I said, the people that he's associating himself with and the people he's hanging around with, because there's quite a few wrong-uns in that group. I think it's fair to say there was quite a few wrong-uns in that group. And I guess you don't really expect this kind of controversy to happen with David Dobrik, because you look at him on the outside of things and it's like, oh, it's the guy who's presented the Nickelodeon Choice Awards and he's done all this and he's done that. But
gives people cars and shit.
Yeah, like it just goes to show you've no idea. And yeah, hopefully he learns from this, because I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Like I couldn't believe that this kind of thing, he would do this kind of thing, because it's just absolutely disgusting. But I do have to say as well, you know, well done to the women for coming out and telling their story and not being afraid to, because you know a lot of people would probably a lot of people would probably be afraid to come out and go against David Dobrik.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you think of David Dobrik, like he has millions of fans, and let's be honest, like die-hard David Dobrik fans, unless like you know they'll always be with David. It's the same with any kind of stan. You know, when someone comes out and tries to negatively portray someone, they'll always defend him. You know, so like you say, it is a massive thing. Like you see so many people who come out and say something, get huge amounts of hate. And then it ends up them being right. So, like you say, fair play to them for coming out and having the bravery.
Finally, you know, he has got his comeuppance now, and as I said, hopefully he learns from it. But as you said yourself, I liked David Dobrik's content as well, and never would have expected this kind of shit from him. But hopefully he learns from it, and I've no doubt that he will be back at some point in some form. So we'll find out. Yeah, let's move on. We're still talking about YouTube here, but it's something that we talked about last week, mate. Battle of the platforms, right? So it's a boxing event coming up with YouTubers fighting TikTokers.
Warriors.
Gladiators of the game.
Absolute lethal weapons of men.
I'll ask you your opinion on it in a minute, but so the first thing I'll start with, why is this event happening? It's so stupid, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I think we said this before. I think we said this when we were chatting there last week as well. Like, it was the most random boxing event. It just came out of nowhere. Like, no one really asked for this, and no one really, no. It's like that meme, like no one asked or who asked, like
no one who asked. Gee,
yeah, like it's just no one gives a shit. Like if we're honest, I could give a fuck who wins this. Like, if someone gets knocked out, I'm not going to be, sitting there on TV, like, screaming on my phone. I'm not even going to be watching it. It's not even on TV, I don't think. It's on live stream or some
YouTube,
platform. It's dead. Let's be honest. It's dead. It's shit.
I have the
every single one of those lads.
I have the line up here if you want to hear it. Go on,
give me the line. What absolute lethal men are going to be fighting each other? These men who reek of testosterone and muscle.
And just pure manliness. Right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I can already sense the estrogen from them.
Yeah. Well, let's just say it right. How many of these do we actually know? Right. The first fight on the card is Tanner Fox versus Nick Austin. I'm aware of Tanner Fox. The only reason I'm aware of Tanner Fox is because people used to compare him to Charlie Morley, saying that he looked like him and just like a skinny version of him. Don't know who Nick Austin is. He's a TikToker. All right. Next fight, we got FaZe Jarvis versus Michael Lee. FaZe Jarvis, I
know FaZe Jarvis.
Can only assume, obviously, I'm obviously a member of FaZe Clan. I don't watch FaZe Clan, if I'm being quite honest. I don't think I've ever watched a FaZe Clan.
I'll be honest, I don't either. I only really remember it from a more Sidemen Among Us video. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I know him. No offense to him.
He kind of looks like Tyrone Mings. I'm not gonna lie. Just looking at this picture here,
he's lethal.
He kind of looks like Tyrone Mings, like just a little bit.
Oh yeah. He's Tyrone Mings' offspring.
Right.
In the midst.
Next up, we've got DDG. I honestly thought that's a dog for a second. DDG versus Nate Wyatt. You aware of DDG?
I mean, Nate Wyatt sounds like the most fucking redneck name I've ever heard in my life. Nate Wyatt.
They just stuck it into a redneck name simulator and come out with this.
Yeah. That's a good name. We'll go with that.
That sounds good.
Realistically, though, mate. Realistically, like, do you honestly think? Like, I'm just thinking about this, right? So these lads do TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know their audience. Like, they could be male, they could be female, could be a both mixture. Do you honestly think that TikTok viewers, people who watch TikTok, like 10, 15 seconds, are going to be interested in watching these men fight each other? Genuinely.
Short answer, no. Long answer, no.
It's just no with a few extra O's.
Like, what is this event? Who is this event aimed towards? That's what I want to know. Like, who is going to sit down and watch DDG versus Nate Wyatt? Who are these Donnies? Who are they?
No, mate. This is the thing, right? You have like the audience of people who watch the YouTube boxing, and they were very, you were KSI, or you were whoever KSI was fighting. Joe Weller, Logan, Jake. These lads who are in this boxing event have had no YouTube boxing fights. I mean, assuming we exclude Edgy.
Yeah.
If we can honestly count his fight as a fight. And then that's it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, fair enough, these lads might have fighting experience. Like I said, we don't really know them. But like, I don't think a lot of the people who are into YouTube boxing are gonna watch it. The people who watch TikTok, I honestly, unless like you're a die-hard fan, I don't think you're gonna be too bothered whether this guy gets knocked out. Because no offense, mate. Like, you have TikTok, 10, 15, 20-second video? Like, you literally that's the attention span you're drawing in with viewers from that. You think you're gonna watch like half an hour of a boxing event?
The next fight was one that was to be chosen by the audience versus, so a YouTuber to be chosen by the audience versus TikToker Taylor Holder. Now let's have a look at Taylor, shall we? That is Taylor there. That's Taylor.
What? He looks like the lads. Remember, I was telling you the other day, the lad who in America was in a pool shirtless and he had his 4 or 5 mates.
Oh yeah.
I think that's that Donny.
I think
that's him. I think it might be, mate.
My God. Okay, well, he's stepping
He's
into the
built.
ring.
Like, I'll be honest, he's built.
Yeah, he's built. He looks good, but like
yeah.
There's one thing about looking well and being a twat. I was gonna say being a boxer, but being a twat. There's a difference there. He was meant to be fighting somebody that like a YouTuber that was chosen by the audience. Now, a lot of people wanted Addison Gibb to fight him.
Has to be Gibb.
But I don't know. I don't know if this is confirmed, but I don't think it is Gibb. I think they've overlooked Gibb. I think they've gone no.
That's stupid. That's a huge. Unless this YouTuber is actually someone from the YouTuber boxing events,
I don't think it is.
This is it, mate. I think they've missed out massively with that event. Like that would be the only reason I would even have any interest in it.
Yeah.
Like no offense to Deji, but like I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't.
At the same time, like I don't really care. No offense to him. Like he could be doing loads of work, and if he comes back, he comes back. But I don't care. Like even with the JJ, like we're saying Jake Paul, I don't really even care too much about that anymore. Like,
no, that's dead in the water. That's dead in the water.
Yeah, like it was nice while it lasted, this boxing thing, but I think realistically now it seems a bit like a kind of a money kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Next up, then we got Danny Duncan, who I kind of recognize, but Danny and Josh said they know him, and they said he's an absolute psychopath. He's the YouTuber, and he's fighting someone, a TikToker of the audience's choice, who again,
right,
that could be anybody.
I think there's only one TikToker I want to see fight that man.
Oh yeah, who's that?
Danny.
I mean, he could throw his name in the ring. He's got Danny's got clout. TikTok. He's got clout.
He does. Danny has the following.
He's got that one TikTok, the Sterling one that I was in, that got over 120,000 views. So it could happen.
There, the offer's on the table.
I don't think he'd want to step into the ring with Danny Duncan though, mate. Because I mean, I've heard he's a bit of a nut job, but look at him.
Holy shit!
He looks like he'd rip your head off.
He looks terrifying. He looks like he's fresh out of a padded cell, mate.
Yeah. Then we got the fight before the main event, which is this next fight is Deji versus Vinny Hacker. I've seen a couple of.
Not even the main event.
He's not even the main event.
It's not even the main event.
I've seen some of Vinny Hacker's TikToks because they just come up on my Twitter. They were like, "This man is the man that's going to be fighting Deji," and I won't show any of them on screen just to not to spoil the eyes of our poor ShiteTalk audience. We wouldn't put you through that. He's basically. Are you looking it up right now?
No.
Well, you can if you want, but he does these. He basically takes his top off and flexes for the camera. He's one of those.
He's one of those ones that pays like a group of women to like walk down the street and just be like,
yeah, essentially, yeah. And he's. I wouldn't mind he's in good shape, but he's skinny as fuck. He's Deji is bulky. Deji's got to flatten this guy. I've no doubt.
Deji will have power,
and I hope Deji. I hope Deji wins. I won't be watching it.
Yeah,
but I do hope Deji.
What's your man's name again? What's your man's name?
Vinny Hacker. So VINNIE Hacker HACKER. Don't know who he's hacking, but he's apparently hacking somebody.
He's doing bits. He's hacking someone.
Oh, I can't. We're about to see a live reaction to a true Lily White live reaction to Vinny Hacker TikToks.
Hacker. Is he verified? Is he verified on TikTok?
I mean, he could be. Yeah.
I think this is him.
Is he
18?
He could be. That's him there. Long hair, kind of looks like one of those.
Yeah, I think I found him.
Your typical
right. His bio, mate. His bio is 18. He's got a lemon, a cow, and some cherries. I mean, that tells me everything I need to know already about him. That
tells me this man is definitely upper class alpha male standard.
Yeah. Like he reeks of testosterone. Let's be honest.
He does.
I'm watching the second one.
Oh,
this is for reference, folks. This is him with what appears to be fresh out the shower. He actually still looks like he's in the shower. From being honest, he's got a silvery chain, which, if I'm being honest, looks like something you could get at Tesco's or Penny's. But we will assume that it's worth something. What did I just watch?
So if we're obviously, I don't know what you've just watched, but if we're to say like 10 being the biggest melt possible, How far is this fella on the 1 to 10 chain?
So 10 is the only number I can give. That is
from 1 to 10. So 10 is like the biggest melt you can get. Like 1 being like not that much of a melt.
Yeah. I won't say he's the biggest melt. Like, I don't know the lad. Okay. Like Vinny, if you ever do see this, you know, fair play. You've made your money. You've done well for yourself. You're a decent gossip, or expect it. But you do look like a twat, and hence I'm going to give you a 9.
Oh wow, that's well up the chart. Yeah,
I know. Sure. Yeah, it's look honestly. Like, I don't care. But it's just like it's one of those ones where you just don't get those kind of you just don't get that content.
No, I've never understood it. I've never.
Like, I'm sorry, mate, but if I did that, right? If I honestly one day put up a video of me shirtless, you know, absolutely jacked, and I'm in the shower, and I post that video, if anyone either in my family or my friend group saw that,
you're getting rinsed.
I'm gone. I'm disappearing, Illuminati style. I'm off the face of the earth. Like, I'm gone. And not even that, but I don't even think I'd have the the nerve to post it. Like, I'd feel so cringe.
Yeah,
it just looks cringe. Like, it's just like fair enough. Like, you can say, oh, you know, truly wise jealous and all that. I mean, yeah, if I want to look like that, yeah, I'm jealous that he looks that good. Fair enough. He's a decent bloke, but it just don't get the content.
I thought, but you know, that's the kind of stuff that's fucking popular. So you know,
like I say, fair play. He's in great shape. Fair play. I respect it, but don't get the content.
I'll never understand it. But that moves us on to the This moves us on to the main event, and it is Austin McBroom, who I believe is the father of some family channel. He is, isn't he? He's like the father of some family channel. Yeah.
He's part of the Ace family, mate.
Oh, the Ace. I'm aware of it, but I feel like some of the commentary channels might have made videos on them back in the day. But Tim versus Bryce Hall. Now, I know Bryce Hall because Jack Mate made a video on him a couple of years ago. The only reason I know him, he looks like a twat. But, you know, that's your main event, ladies and gentlemen. Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall. It'll be on June 5th. Can't wait, you know. Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't lie, boys. I want Austin McBroom to get peppered.
What's he done?
I would love to see.
I feel so out of the know. What has he done?
To be honest, I don't even know. But I was shown a video of him a few weeks ago, and the whole it's so bad. It's so bad. There was something. Now don't quote me on this, but this might not even make it in. But there was like a thing where he went to a store, and got his child a penis lollipop.
What age is the child?
The child would have been about 3 or 4, I'd reckon, maybe 5, for being honest. Now, Kelly, just for reference, we'll just cut here.
I'll cut
you
this
might
out,
have to fact check that because I don't actually know if that's true. We can fact check it and it can stay in or not. But if that is true, God.
Yeah, I'll
like
fact check
mate,
that.
I've just seen videos and it just looks like a twat. It just like, I'm sorry, like, we keep calling people twats, like, you know, we're probably coming across as twats ourselves.
Oh, we are, yeah. But, we do every week.
Yeah, we accept that. But yeah, no, like I just love to see him because I would love to see the video he puts out afterwards.
Yeah,
because I feel like it would just be total waffle and excuses, like, you know, I didn't have the right size gloves.
The wind was blowing a certain direction.
The flashing lights.
Oh my days. Yeah, that's on June 5th. I fucking won't be watching it. The only thing that would have driven me to watch it is if they picked Big Gibber to be fighting your man Taylor or whatever his name is. But
that'll be class.
I don't think he is getting picked, so I will not be watching it. Good luck to Deji though.
No, in all seriousness, we slated Deji before, but good luck, mate. He should win it. Like you say.
Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he does, because, like, you know,
he deserves a bounce back. To be fair, everyone deserves a
second chance. Yeah. So yeah, good luck to Deji. Fuck the rest of you, to be honest. Moving on.
That's the only clip we need for this whole section. We spent 20 minutes talking about it. We just need that 15 seconds where we're like, listen, good luck, Deji. Fuck the rest of you stink. Let's move on to the next topic.
Actually, good luck to Danny Duncan as well. That he probably.
Oh yeah.
That guy, yeah. Move on. Right, we're gonna stay on the sport of boxing actually.
Oh yes.
Because it feels like we've been waiting for this for a long time now. But I think last week, the fight that everybody's been looking for was confirmed to be happening. A 2-fight contract with probably an option for a third, I assume, if they need a rematch or a decider. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. It's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone on for a while now. There's been backs and forths. Like I think we said it before when Anthony got his title back. It was probably the only fight that was left to do. Like I think this is the unification he's looking for now, isn't it? Or is it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not overly educated on it, but something like that.
Look, I think it is probably the one fight everyone, like you say, wants to see, because like I think after that was it. I always get confused between the two. It was either Dylan White or who's the other guy? I can't think of his name. It was that fight where he got knocked out.
Andrew Ruiz, or is you talking about AJ?
This is Tyson Fury, where he hit the floor, hit the canvas. He was gone, mate. He was lifeless, and then all of a sudden, just like rose up from the dead,
like an Undertaker.
He just got revised, and it was
is this Wilder? Was it the Wilder fight?
Could have been, mate. I don't know. Actually,
it could have been that. It could have been the first one of them. I don't know. Not overly sure.
I remember seeing that clip and I was like, holy shit.
That's a mad clip. That is a mad clip.
Like, it's unreal. I remember seeing like him talking about it in clips. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I remember just watching thinking like, how the fuck did he get up from that?
Yeah.
Like that's a funeral punch.
Yeah, it really is. Like most people don't get back up from them, but
most people live in a hospital after them ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't get back up from them. But yeah, it's like I've only kind of got into boxing in the last couple of years, but like, you know, this is the one fight that I've been wanting to see for a long time, because like it's one of those you can talk about it till the fucking cows come home, and you still won't come up with a prediction that you're 100% happy with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like it feels like it's going to be one of those really, really unpredictable ones. Like I feel like AJ is going to have to change up his game plan a lot, because he's coming up against a fucking completely different beast.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse, this lad.
Yeah, in Tyson Fury, who's well able to hit a fucking, take a fucking few smacks. I've no clue what way it's going to go, but it might be like I don't know about you, but I don't usually watch boxing matches live because of the pay-per-view. I usually just can't be arsed with it, because I usually just wait until the next morning and be like, right, highlights are up, let's watch that. Who won? And then I'll watch the highlights, or vice versa. But I don't know about you. I may get this fight. I don't know. I'll see.
When is the fight scheduled for? Is it summer?
I think it's the summer supposed to be, but I don't think they ever actually did they confirm a date? Let me just fact check that now.
Yeah,
I think they might have just confirmed that the contract is done, it's signed, but I don't think they ever really officially confirmed a date, to be honest with you. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's been no date or venue confirmed yet.
But then what I'm thinking is, could there potentially be a live reaction?
That's what I'm thinking.
To the fight, it could be interesting. Get a few other people involved. If bearing restrictions are all this kind of stuff, it could be. Yeah, because a few analysts there.
Yeah, it could be. Hopefully summer. I'd say that surely it'll be happening in the summer, maybe end of the year. I don't know, but hopefully by then we're in a better place.
Usually these fights are like end of year kind of things, or like say in the summer, like a big summer bout. Like
Eddie Hearn confirmed that the two of them signed the contract for 2 fights on Saturday, March 13th. They have 30 days to finalize details before the contract falls through, but that'll probably all be sorted. So no date or venue has been confirmed yet. But yeah, I think that could be a solid idea, to be honest. Even if it is just myself and yourself, like we don't
think it'd be good.
You know, we don't know a huge amount about boxing, but like we'll give you good reactions anyway. I think you can confirm
Yeah,
that.
we can get Nigel, or is it Nigel? I can never remember that poor lad's second name. I'll have to apologize to him in person one of the days.
Crinkle bottom.
Crinklebottom. I'll have to apologize. Nigel Crinklebottom could be there. You know, I could bring around one of my analysts. You know,
Yeah.
he's knocking around. We won't reveal any secrets, but we're in contract talks with him.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be around for that.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Nigel is, you know, he's knowledgeable about a lot of things. You know, and boxing is, you know, it's no exception. You know, it really isn't.
Yeah. Similar enough with my analyst. My analyst mate of mine, he stinks of knowledge. This lad, he really does. He knows
knowledge of life.
Yeah, and he's a man of confidence. He's a man of he's very, you know, complimentary of his own fashion senses as well. So he'll bring he says he'll bring a bit of class to a video if we ever get involved. Now, look, I had words in about the terminology and saying, you know, we don't have class already. We've had a bit of a scrap about that, but look, that's all in the past now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you said, we could get them involved, and it could be a nice little reaction thing.
Yeah. I agree with that. Realistically, we both know that whoever watches ShiteTalk, you know, they're the real Donnies. You know, they're the real gazers. You know what I mean?
They're the elites. They know good content when they see it. Like,
absolutely. And do you know what surprised me? You know, when we put out our Christmas podcast, I think we've done it 2 years now. I think the 2 years we've started the podcast, we've done a little Christmas one that we put on Christmas Day. The one this year, now I know it doesn't sound like much, right? But it got like 20 views on Christmas Day, like on the actual day. So 20 people sat down and watched me and you chat absolute shit for an hour and a half on Christmas Day. That's a bit mad, you know.
Hey, mate, that just shows how good the quality is. People choose, you know, instead of spending time with their families, instead of doing all the Christmas holiday stuff, they chose to watch us.
Yeah.
And if you are one of those 20 people, thank you. You're part of our family now. You know, forget
Absolutely.
the other family.
Yeah,
you're one of us now.
Genuinely though, I found that a bit mad. mad.
No, that's sick, like you say, mate. In all seriousness, that is sick.
Let me see. I haven't got too many more. Actually, the last section of the pod. Who wants some weird news stories from the last week?
Oh,
it's back! I should have done this at the start of the episode. I don't know why I'm saving it for the end. Okay, I've got 3 this week. I'm actually going to get the actual article for the last one up on my phone so I can fact check exactly what went down, right? But
you know, when you have to fact check stuff, you know it's something serious just to make sure you get everything right.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with the second one.
About this.
I'm gonna start with the second one, but I didn't click into these last two articles and read them myself because I kind of felt like the headlines speak for themselves. You know the way that them kind of articles, right? There was a baby born mid-flight as crew members helped with the delivery of the child in the last week or so. That is mad.
Shit.
That's crazy.
Holy
mid-flight. But that's a story to tell later on in life when you're like, oh, where were you born? I was born on a fucking plane, man.
I was born on a plane. It was during turbulence. I just fell out.
I just fell out.
The plane started shaking. It was dark. The next thing I knew, it was light. Mate, like, what the? Imagine being that flight attendant and being like,
oh my god,
you get called over and you're like, yes, everything right? Do you need Chris? Do you need? Oh, you are having a baby, right?
You are having an actual child.
Would you like some water with that?
What I want to know is like, if you're 9 months pregnant and you're due and you're on the verge, essentially, right? Why are you on a plane in the first place?
Why are you on a plane?
Where are you going? Like,
I'm flying to the hospital.
Yeah,
I was broken. I'm flying to the hospital.
There was a picture of it as well. Like, you could just see all the flight attendants.
Oh,
like just like when they landed, all the flight attendants were just there with their masks on and everything, and fucking, your one was there with her newborn in her arms. But it's a bit of a mad story, but it's quite a wholesome one more than anything else.
Yeah, no, like we're taking the mick out of it, but it's actually quite, I suppose, special in a way.
It is. It actually is. If you think about it,
like
that doesn't happen very often. You know?
No. I mean, God forbid the other passengers on board. Like, that's that probably was like no offense to anyone who's children, but if you hear people give out about babies crying on a plane, that just blows it out of the water. Like, you cannot escape this. This is going on. You are a part of this. If you have any kind of like, not, I don't mean it, but like if you were kind of like
squeamish.
Yeah, you're stuck there. You're witnessing this.
Oh God, it's not what I signed up for.
And walk by this whole area.
This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I asked for when I bought this fucking plane ticket.
Oh God, like I say, no, it's wholesome and all, but the other side of it is kind of like, oh. Well
done to the fucking flight attendants though, because like,
yeah,
you go through, you go through all your training or whatever you do, and then it's like, nothing can ever prepare you for a moment like that.
No,
you're being called
pretty much one of those
action.
ones.
That's like the most pressurizing moment that you're ever going to have, and it's just come out of left field. You have got to do this, or else things are going to go wrong.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble. You are in serious trouble.
Oh my God!
It makes you think though, mate. Like, what would you do in that situation? You're at work, and then someone has a kid. Like, what do you like? I know, obviously, the obvious thing is you help. You're not going to leave the fucking person.
Yeah.
Like, how
you're not.
How do you prepare for that? Like,
you don't. Like, you're not trained. Like, you're trained to do what you're trained to do, and that's be a fucking flight attendant.
Like,
and then you're called in to do
I'm
this.
just thinking for myself. Like, I work on a zip line.
Oh, so, can you imagine? Oh
mate,
my God!
I'm telling you now. If they're up on the platform, so I don't even know. Like, say, why do we go on a zip line if they're playing? I mean, you're asking for trouble, but so, oh no. But like you say, mate, like obviously I know it's never gonna happen to me. But I say you never
fucking
know.
good. Like, this happened.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But like you say, I don't even know. I'd be kind of like at this point, like, look, honestly, we're just gonna have to go with this. This is how it's happening.
You would have thought, like, over the last year, like, whenever something mad happens, you kind of at the point now where it's like, oh well, something else happened, or like, you know what I mean? Like, that may as well happen. But like, nothing can prepare you for that. Not even a global pandemic or being stuck inside for a year with all the shit that's been going on in the world could ever prepare you for that. But well done to everyone involved.
Say, mate, fair play. Like, if you were involved in that, you're absolutely legendary, like you say. But that's incredible.
Right, I am gonna pause real quick because I need to go for a fucking piss because I'm after drinking like 2 liters of water. But
that's good because I need to do the same.
Intermission. Avoid any more voice breaks.
Get it out now.
Okay, right. Next one. This one is just so funny. This is so funny.
Oh no!
The funniest thing about it is the passive aggressiveness of it, right? of the situation. 90,000 greasy pennies, so like 1 cent coins, dumped onto man's driveway as final payment after quitting his job.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God!
Here you go.
No. Oh God!
Oh my days!
So as a final payment.
Yeah, so this guy obviously must have...
The boss, the guy in charge, was that pissed off. He went and did that.
Yeah, the most passive-aggressive, petty thing you're ever going to see in your life. So he dumps 90,000 1 cent coins. There's a picture of them as well. Like, just dumps them on the front. Imagine the inconvenience of that.
Imagine having to clear that up as well. Like, you literally have to brush up 90,000 pennies. Oh. That's your pay, by the way. That is something you're going to have to go and bring.
That's your money.
Try and get that changed.
Oh my days! Yeah, imagine coming to a
First off, as well, the other thing is, mate, how the fuck did he get 90,000 pennies?
That you see, that's one thing I don't know. Like, why would you even bother going to the extent?
Yeah,
of doing that.
But not as well as that. Not even just 90,000 normal pennies. He greased them.
Yeah,
he made them greasy, mate.
Yeah,
like
this guy must have fucked you off to no end, to the point where you have done this. Like, it's just
like this is like one of those like you quit your job and you shit on a desk or something like that. Like you must have done something that bad.
yeah.
That this guy is giving you your final ever payment in fucking greasy pennies, like.
And he's dumping it on your front lawn as if like saying, "Yeah, here you go, you fuck," and just like leaving. Oh my god! Like,
so unnecessary salty, like
it really is so salty for no reason. And I'm like trying to put myself in that situation, and it's like you would just be so fucking annoyed if that just turned up on your driveway.
I couldn't do it, like, honest to God. And then having to clean that up because, like you say, that's your money.
Yeah,
it's not even like you can just like sweep it somewhere and bin it.
Yeah. That's your money.
Like,
you've got to go.
Actual money you need.
You've got to go and exchange that 90,000 pennies to get your fucking money. Oh my days, that is fucking mad. But anyway, we're going to finish off the pod today with our last story, and I had to get the article up for this one because it's a bit of a mad headline, right?
A bit of a questionable one.
It is questionable is the word, right?
Oh, I didn't mean it. Oh no.
Did this scholar really find an early copy of the 10 Commandments? Right? So, you know, the 10 Commandments, Moses. It was Moses, wasn't it, in the Bible, who had his 2 little plates.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm better off reading out what the article says because I'll probably butcher the explanation of it. But a biblical text dismissed as a forgery in the 19th century is not only authentic, but is actually a predecessor to the Book of Deuteronomy. A scholar now says not everyone agrees. Yeah, the Book of Deuteronomy.
There you go.
The Book of Deuteronomy describes some of the events in Israel's early history and tells of several laws passed down by God, including the 10 Commandments. Many scholars believe that the Book of Deuteronomy was written around 2,700 years ago. This text would date back earlier. The claim has generated a considerable amount of media attention, including a lengthy article in the New York Times. However, most scholars contacted by Life Science expressed doubts, saying that they think the text is in fact forgery. Like, imagine making that big a claim that you found this apparently ancient book and you're saying, well, 10 Commandments here.
10 Commandments.
Imagine being a college. Imagine being like Trinity or somewhere like that, and being like, yeah, we just we have the 10 Commandments in our library.
Yeah. No, you're just going through, like, you're walking down the street, and all of a sudden you see this old book. Open it up, and you say, "It's 10 Commandments." That is. No, at home. Put that in the library.
That's the thing with a lot of religion as well. Like, you know. It's there's not an awful lot of like existing hard evidence of a lot of the things you read in the Bible because it was so fucking long ago.
Yeah.
And to come out with this claim that you reckon you found one of the earliest copies of the actual 10 Commandments sent down by God himself. Like,
let's be real here, lads. Let's honestly be real. Like, this guy might have done it. We don't think he'd have. I think we can both agree, Kelly. We think this might be bullshit.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on this one.
The reason for it, lads, right? First off, he said it was a book, wasn't it?
Yeah, some Book of Deuteronomy or something like that.
Okay. If that was from how many ever years ago, mate, how the fuck has that survived that long?
It wouldn't. Surely it wouldn't.
Let's be honest here, lads. It's not going to survive. Like, there's a reason, like Kelly says, there's a reason why there's so little evidence existing still. It's because it deteriorates. That.
Yeah,
we're not saying that, like, you know, it's not real, or like, you know, we don't believe in that sort of thing. We're just saying, like, the fact that this man is just out of nowhere just found the 10 Commandments.
It's bizarre.
It's difficult to believe. It is. Saying.
I'm trying to think if it, like, off the top of my head, I can't think of any now. But is there any, like, other than this, pieces of hard evidence from like the like, you do well to find any because it's over 2,000 years old. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I think there was something. I remember reading something ages ago. Now, again, this is very much up to interpretation and, like, based on the scientists that ran the test, supposedly. But I remember reading the robe or the cloth that Jesus was buried in before he rose again, or something like that, from the whole Easter story. and allegedly there was a DNA test done. Again, don't really know how or whatever. And allegedly they said it was legit, and it linked back to. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I remember reading something like that. And then I think as well, there's probably a tomb somewhere that is claimed to be, the resting place of Jesus and all that kind of story. Yeah. Like you say, to say with 100% confidence it's legit, there's no real, And again, what we're saying, we're not trying to disprove religion or anything like that.
No, we're just trying to disprove this guy.
Yeah, we're just trying to say the odds of something surviving from back then to now is very, very unlikely. We're basically trying to say this guy is chatting shit. Yeah, he has not found the Ten Commandments. Let's be honest.
Just listening to you talk there about the whatever you're saying, the robe, this could be a genuinely interesting topic. Obviously, we're probably a bit far into the podcast to be going into deep conversations like that. Yeah, but that kind of stuff does genuinely interest me, and I think it could be an interest if we go off now for the next 2 weeks and just try and find different pieces of evidence and leads and that kind of stuff. That could make for let us know in the comments, lads, if that's something, if you've made it this far, first of all, and second of all, if if that's something you'd be interested in, just all that kind of religion stuff, and
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, mate. I've always been interested in that kind of idea. The stories interest me. The whole resurrection kind of deal. Yeah. That's cool. Like yourself, I probably would have been a fairly religious person anyway.
Yeah. Same here.
So I would, I would be interested by the stories. I would have heard a lot of them. I think it could be interesting. Yeah, I think it definitely could be, interesting if we get evidence enough to, make a segment of the podcast. Yeah. And then obviously we'll revert back to when COVID's over, and it'll be a Kelly and Greebach Indiana Jones style explore adventure to Jerusalem.
Oh my god!
Documentary.
That actually sounds like a bang. That sounds like
that's a sick documentary, man. I'd be totally up for that. I'd be class.
That would be unreal. But yeah, if you have made it as far in the podcast, and that's kind of something you'd be interested in seeing. Maybe it isn't for a lot of people, but for us, I feel like it interests us, and it could make for an interest. I was listening to the fellas last week or the week before, Cal Freezy and Chip, their podcast, and they were talking about Noah's Ark and that kind of stuff, and they reckon it's complete bollocks. But I'd love to just look into all this kind of stuff and the logistics and even science behind some parts of it and that kind of stuff. And it could be making for heavy conversations, but it could be interesting.
Yeah, I think what it would do, it might spark a debate kind of deal.
Yeah, which
could be interesting to see. And obviously, me and Kelly always say, we're interested to see other opinions, and we're open to the discussions and the ideas of everyone else. And again, we wouldn't be making it as to force religion onto people. We're making it just for ourselves. It's interesting topics. It's interesting content at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The Noah's Ark one is interesting, though. I will say.
Yeah, that's a bit
the logistics behind. Now, again, we're talking. If we're talking about God, okay, we're talking about someone who is working for God. Okay. Enhancements and powers could be given to that boat, could be given to the ship. It could be possible. Yeah. We don't know. Like we said, we were never there.
Can't prove or deny. Or
we didn't get video footage, but it's interesting. Like you say, mate, it's an interesting topic altogether.
Yeah, for sure. We might look into that. We have also got a conspiracies sequel to do at some point as well, so that could that could be an interesting one as well. But do you have anything else to add on to the end of the pod here, mate, before we wrap up?
Let me see. Actually, let me just check something really quick. Let me just check. Now, this might not stay in, but we'll just throw this in for the banter. Oh, I opened my phone and it was that Vinny fuck.
Vinny hacker.
The face straight away was oh, pain.
Oh no.
Bastard. Okay, right. So what I was going to bring up, lads, is a while ago, you may not remember, but Greebach was called out on a certain shithousery of a recent position he took, which was the management of an FBL team. He was completely he was called out on his bullshit. One of the league leaders, called him out. said he was doing poor and that. He
Well,
was,
I'm really not that. You're doing me justice.
oh
there.
no, I was talking about Stephen.
All right, yeah.
Oh no!
I thought I was like, I'm down to like 10th.
Well, yeah. So Greenbatch was bottom. Greenbatch was getting relegated. But like I said I'd pull it back. I think I was about a couple of 100 points away, actually, to be fair.
Right.
And now I thought I was out of the relegation zone technically. I've been beaten to it, but I am 9 points away from safety, which is very doable.
That's very doable.
9
do that in a
points.
week.
That's it, mate. I'll tell you, triple captain the right person.
Yeah.
We're out of the mud.
And you know what? You made the promise of, I won't get relegated. That was your promise, End of the season, I won't be in the relegation
I would
zone.
prove my managerial skills, my knowledge in football.
So, there's still like 10 or 11 games left, I think, or something like that. So, you're not struggling, so to speak.
No, so, I'm doing the Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, this is
brought in
the Great Escape.
I've been brought back now. I have nowhere agree with surviving, but yeah, I just thought I'd throw it in there because people doubted me, and potential content in the future.
You were hoping to be able to say you were outside the relegation zone, weren't you?
I was hoping to say that was the I did get caught live. It's there. Like I said, I wanted to prove my managerial skills in light of a potential video coming out, which may test my managerial skills further. So
yeah, looking forward to seeing that.
Keep your eyes locked. But yeah, no, I fully thought I was out of the relegation, so I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of
that's a no.
Bollocks. That's a no.
Oh, lovely. Well, we'll be following.
Anyway,
we'll be following Greenbatch's managerial exploits, FPL, and in a potential video coming soon. You've started getting a few subscribers now, mate. So the pressure is really on to start uploading again. So
potential triple figures coming inbound, hopefully soon. Like you say.
We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly at 100 subscribers for the True Lillywhites. So
the dream
could become a reality. But we're gonna wrap it up here, lads. It might not be as long as last week, but I think we've definitely got over the hour anyway. Surely.
Yeah, and like I said, we did a 2-hour podcast last week. To be fair, boys, we're giving you plenty of content.
Exactly, and we're keeping the consistency going as well. So make sure you slap a like on the video for the consistency, and also subscribe with your notifications on. Subscribe to the two of us. We're both closing in, as we mentioned, on landmark
specific targets,
subscriber targets. Jack is approaching 100. I'm approaching, slowly approaching 400. So let's get there. As we said, lads, leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care and good luck.
Take it easy.